OpenSuspect project. So I've been working on OpenSuspect just this week to figure out what went wrong last time. So last time we came and worked on, well, I already worked, the Resurrected Ghost is still waiting for review, it's a pull request. I've been working on the meeting related issues here. So I guess that was what we are doing. And so last time I got sucked into a rabbit hole that did not lead anywhere. Well, the only place it led to is my humiliation as a programmer. So I basically, what I did is during the week I went back, reverted most of the changes that I made that made no sense, and only kept the ones that made sense, which was not that much honestly. But anyways, I managed to solve these first two problems in my feature branch, which we can find if we go to, what was this? Meeting. Yes, the meeting. What is this thing which is I guess 13 comments ahead of main because the pull requests have not been merged into main from our previous work. But anyways, so if we go to the commits here, this is the last thing I just committed 10 hours ago, finally solving the meeting and teleporting to the place of meeting. So if we take a look at the commit details, you can see that it's basically a lot of new sprites which have been added, and then new things to the HUD because we need a button that we can press to convey a meeting. That part was already solved on the last stream. What I needed to do is basically in the game script, just the meeting positions have been saved that we already did last time. Let me switch to unified view so we can actually see what's going on here. So what else we needed to do is I guess, yeah, the call meeting on a server, this function which is run on a server, it checks whether if it's a ghost, if someone dead cannot convey a meeting. So that's the only check that the server makes currently, and then chooses a random number from the meeting counter. So we'll kind of randomly position people at the meeting points. It doesn't really matter that much. Well, the start position is only random, but we can randomize that later if we want to. We'll create this teleport teleport dictionary, which will contain which character should be teleported to which position, and then this dictionary is sent to every client through the network to this teleport characters method, which I guess, where is the teleport characters? Here, which doesn't do much, just go through all the characters in this dictionary and then places them to the point where they have to go. So that is basically what we got here, and we can just showcase it real quickly. So let's create a game here and let's join from another instance. And once we get into the localhost here, localhost and not localhost. So let's start this game. Once you're in the game, I can press this red button and convey a meeting, and we get teleported to this other position, and this position is synced this way. So, and if I kill this guy and convey a meeting, you can see that I will be teleported to a random position in the meeting room, but this guy is not getting teleported anywhere because he's dead. All right, so that's it for what I did off the stream, and let's get back into what we need to do on the stream. So in my git graph, You can see this very confusing thing here, but anyways, the calling meeting teleporting works. So this is the meeting branch we are working on, and this meeting branch is coming from the resurrect-ghost branch, which is currently waiting to be merged into main, which have not happened yet. So what we need to do today is we need to make a UI for the meeting, and we need to lock the player movement for everyone while in the meeting. I think these 2 points we can do in one go, in one commit. We can implement these 2 things, and if we succeed doing that, which is doubtful, even though for easy tasks we can get bogged down in something silly. But anyways, so if we implement that one, we need to go and implement a few things from this. What is it? PR, and I should assign myself to both of these just for the heck of it, and because I am working on it. So once we've done these 2 things, we might just I mean, this will be a very rudimentary thing because I am not a UI designer, and last stream I spent way too long to just create one red button to be pressed, which doesn't even look good. So I will implement this in a very rudimentary way, because for alpha it doesn't matter if it looks ugly, it should just work. And then whenever Moxolix has some time, he can join in and help me make things actually look decent, which I admit I need a lot of help for that. Okay, so let's jump into this. We need a dummy UI for the meeting. So where should that be? I guess that's a head-up display, or is it? The meeting UI. How much will the meeting UI depend on the map we are on? It might even just be part. No, it shouldn't be part of the maps. That would be silly. The head-up display. Okay, so I think I'll create a new directory here, which we can name as UI underscore elements or something. And if someone doesn't like the name of this directory, it will, yeah, we can change these things around. It doesn't matter that much. So what we need to do here is, I guess we need a new scene. Meeting underscore UI, which what will it be? It will be user interface. So this is a control which will be overlaid on top of our map. And we have a system to overlay things on top of our map, so that is good. But I think this meeting UI will have to be somewhat flexible, because maybe different maps will have different meeting structures, you know. What I mean by that is some of the maps you might vote out people only to be eliminated, and sometimes you might have a vote to vote in someone as a leader, or, you know, you could have a lot of different goals for meetings. So this makes some sense, and we can anchors and margins, maybe 20 by 20 everything. Oh no, we need this -20, of course, because these are going to the inside from the corners. And what we can do is can we just make this like black or something? We definitely need to have this to have a background color, maybe polygon? Don't we just have like rectangles or something? Do I need a polygon 2D? Yeah, I don't think that's going to be ideal. For this, yeah, this is silly. I'm not a UI designer, but I would think material, new canvas item material, blend mode mix, light mode normal. What is this even? Clear. How do I even... How do I create? Maybe this is not a control. Maybe not a control. Maybe this I need like we have a different UI element like pop-up. Window dialog. Base class for window dialogs. Yeah, but this has like a title bar, which is... I don't like that. What's the... Pop-ups will hide by default unless you call pop-up or any of the pop-up functions. Making them visible for editing is fine, but they'll hide upon running. I mean, this makes sense. What other type do we have? If I go to change type, we have pop-up. Oh, everything is a pop-up. That's fine. Window dialog, pop-up panel, class for displaying pop-ups with a panel background. Pop-up menu, pop-up dialog. Yeah, I'm not sure if this is like the best idea here, but whatever. We can always... $40, yeah, that make it 40. And window title as meeting. Oh, that's in the center over there. We definitely needed this title to have a theme, which is wherever this is. UI elements. Yeah, maybe this should be in the UI elements. No? Oh no, those are all the menu things. Appearance, assets, fonts, themes, suspect font main, suspect font label, small, suspect font label. Can we just use this? No? Suspect UI TRS. Okay, so maybe this doesn't have a the window setup, whatever, doesn't really matter that much. So we open this window for the meeting, I guess. Meeting UI, and this will like we'll have to have like a a chat window on the right hand side, which we will not implement yet. Margin container. What does the margin container going to do? Simple margin container. That's good. We need simple margin containers here, I guess. And what will be the encore for this? Okay, so let's make this the chat box, because why not? And this will be counted from the right hand side. I mean, what are our margins going to be? Minus something, and left hand side minus 300, I guess, minus 800. I'm not sure how it should be done. Maybe this should be like in a VBox container. Maybe that's, yeah, maybe that's a better idea to have a VBox container here, and no, HBox, that's what I need. HBox container, and put this in the HBox container, and this HBox container will basically be 0, 0, 1, 1, and then 0, 0. So this HBox container will basically, I don't know, cover almost all our window. We'll have some margins around there, and we'll put this chat box here, and we will have to have like a minimum size for these. I mean, Y size, I don't care. Minimum size for X, 500. Yeah, that should be sufficient. And then we will add another margin controller, margin container. Yes, like this, and I guess this HBox container should make sure that alignment center. Yeah, that sounds reasonable, I guess. And we also will have to expand. I'm not really sure, because I want these two things. So the other margin container, this will be the vote area, and of course the chat box will contain text and things like that. Vote area. What should the vote area be? The vote area will have to be like margins anchored. Will this be anchored on the left? That's for sure. These margins, I don't know. I think I'm quite sure these should be zero, like this. This is how the chat box should be. It's on the right hand side, and minimum size is 500 in the horizontal. Size flag, expand. Yes, this is what we need expanding, not this one. Great, so vote area, that also will have to... Well, I guess maybe the chat box should not expand, and maybe... Oh, once I set the expand, then... Come on. Oh no. Yeah, alright, so back here. left and right, and the bottom are all 1, and this is 0, and this is 0, and this is minus 500. Okay, so this is maybe this should be like minus 700 and then minimum size 500. Will Godot understand this correctly? I'm not sure. But what we need to do here is this, basically this one on the other hand should have like a size flags to expand in all directions, I guess. Once I set this one to expand, our chat box got ruined again. Alright. I am not sure about anything anymore. Yeah, margin, let's just have some minimum sizes here set up, which are sensible, and other things to set up which are sensible, like, I don't know, this one should be at the bottom and 0. These other things look fine for me. Growth, direction, rectangle. So minimum size for this one should be also, I don't know, 700. It's interesting that why do you always want to become this big? Why cannot I just fix it to the bottom and to be 0? That is one thing I cannot get the understanding of, I guess. Alignment, begin, center, end. But anyways, wait, is this margin container does not have any specific margin container properties? Well, I don't know. And at this point, I'm not even sure I want to care. Now we have a chat box, and these are overlapping for some reason. Yeah. I'm not sure the margin container is the best idea for this. What other types do we have? Panel container type. Scroll container. A helper node for displaying scrollable elements. No. Keeps children controls centered. Oh, split container. Maybe this is what we need, and instead of this. Change type to split container. Yeah, I guess it's better. Or is it? Well, anyways, as I said, not a UI designer, definitely not a UI designer, but I still think this should come from the right hand side and be minus 700 and 0, and this should be 1 and 0, but I don't know. And I'm not 100% sure it matters. But what we need to do here is we need in this one, and maybe this should be a different type. Maybe it should be a VBox container. This is going to be the vote side, and maybe we will add a control or user interface. I need a label over there, which will be the vote title. So what is that we are voting for? Align to the center. And then on the bottom we could have another VBox container, I guess. Vote options. And for the vote options to work, that will be populated from code. So let me just save this already. We need a new scene for the next thing, which will be here, and that will be new scene and character vote. So this will be a user interface element. And I guess what will this contain is will contain two things. So this, maybe this should be like a HBox container. Character vote. And this will contain two things. This will contain a node 2D, which will be the character maybe I don't even need this to be a node 2D. Maybe I can just let's delete this. Let's add a skeleton here. Nice. We can of course change this skeleton to something else once we have something else. Maybe you don't need like the whole character to show up. We can definitely scale this down quite a bit for this purposes. Maybe 0. Not 5, 0.2 maybe. Okay, this looks very funny. So maybe I'll just leave it like this just because it looks wonky. And the other thing we'll add is going to be, we need two more things. We need a label with a name on it. And why is it there? I seriously have zero idea what's going on. with this anchor 0 0 margin, and what else? Yeah, maybe I need a margin container here for the character and just put it in this, and this character should have like 1100. That seems fine for me. And this should have a minimum size of... What is the minimum size of this skeleton? What is the size of this skeleton? I have no clue, but 20 is definitely too small. 200, 180, 170, and height will be 150, 120. Great. So now we have this name. That should be just 0 0 0 0 everywhere. This should also have a minimum size, but first it should have a, I don't know, character name. It has a theme. Of where is the theme I used? Themes. Suspect UI. So what up with this thing? Why doesn't it have a minimum size of 180 and 120? Or 170? I don't really understand what the hell is going on here. Name. Children of a container get their position and size determined by their parent. Okay. But then the minimum size, why did it change my minimum size? Minimum size is the minimum size of the node's bounding rectangle. If you set it value greater than 0 0, the node's bounding rectangle will always have at least this size, even if the content is smaller. If it's set to 0 0, node size is automatically to fit its contents, be it a texture or child nodes. Okay. Let's just add the button here. And we'll have a text that says vote, and we'll have a theme, suspect UI. All right. That is it. And can I just populate the vote options with this thing? Character vote. What if I put one under here? And another one over under here. Oh no! It should be a... how do I change this? What? Wait, what the hell? Character votes should go under vote options and not the other way around. Yeah, okay. So this actually starts to look the way I want it to look. So we can just populate it with this like this. Great. So what we need is of course a function to populate the vote options on this. So this is kind of how the UI looks like. And I am satisfied with that. So what I will do is check a git status first. Yeah, we have to add the new files. So these two files have been added to our source code of OpenSuspect. Great achievements. Beautiful UI. Great. Next thing. We need to kind of do something, attach a script that is going to be window dialog. Great. And what we need to do is have a function to populate. First of all, we need to have a variable for our vote options. Just main box / vote options. That is what we're going to have here. And what else are we going to have here? So what do we do next? We need a function maybe we should have a variable like a votable characters, which is going to be a array, I guess. And we need to remove these options and that will be returning nothing. So votable character, let's make it a new array, and then also for child node in vote option dot get underscore children child node dot queue free. And vote option is going to be, what is the vote option? Vote options. That's like a V box container. Great. So we have remove options function, and then we will have func add character and the character ID int. This will also not return anything. What we'll do with this is we will probably have to contain the character vote character vote. How do I instantiate it from code? I need to check how it's done somewhere else. How do I load a map, for example? Load a map. Let's see, how do you load maps? Map path. So we need the resource loader load map path instance. Great. This is how we're going to do it. Of course not map path, but we'll have a path to character vote, and character vote will be string equals to show in file system. Can I just copy the now the path? There is no such thing as copy path. Alright, and then I guess src. How do I do this in anything anywhere else? Like how do I get this map thingy? This done by the, what is it called? Transition handler. Res colon slash. That's all we need. Okay. Res colon slash game slash UI underscore elements slash character underscore vote dot tscn. What? No, this is not going here. This is going here. Let's not do something silly. So we need a variable which is going to be, what is this? An hbox container. New something. What is it? New. Vote item hbox container equals nicely, and maybe this should be a dictionary. What? And maybe we should just q3 by invotable characters dot values, and then empty that one. Okay, and then what we do next is votable characters, character ID equals new vote item, and then what we do is vote options dot add child and new vote item. So this will basically add character items to that thing, and then we also need the character vote itself to have its own script. So let's attach a script, and this will have functions. Like this will have, of course, the already variable of skeleton, which is going to be character slash skeleton, and we will have already var name tag, which will be character slash name. What? Oh, it is just simply name, I guess. No? Yes. All right. Ready function will be passing by now. Function ready pass, and then I'll have a function set name, new name, string. And what will it do is basically so the only thing I'm not really sure how this will work. Maybe yeah, this will not be ready when we create it, right? So what we need to do is have a string and then just save it as name equals new underscore name, but it shouldn't be underscore. This is not our convention here. Okay, so it's character name. What we do is name tag, and the name tag will be set, and welcome to the stream whoever just joined. I just saw someone joining, and thank you for the like on the stream. I appreciate you liking the stream if you're watching. So name tag is dash text equals character name, and we'll just have this new vote item dot set name, and then I guess we need to get the name of the character. So how do we do that? We do it by variable for the character resource, maybe. Character resource equals characters dot get character resource character ID and set name to character resource dot get character name. Once you have the character name, we can set it there and we can add the vote to the vote options. Alright, so this one we did not set up how the characters should look like, but that doesn't really matter. What we need to do is whenever a meeting is called in the game function, we will have a teleport characters, but we also will have to do a start meeting function, which will also called by the server. So puppet sync function start meeting and that will be called by this call meeting on the server. So once we called for the teleport characters, we'll also call for start meeting. And once the start meeting function is called, is when we might want to create and add this meeting UI to so we have this okay, so many things are open. Let's close all other tabs except for these three. And we have a autoload courtesy of Moxfelix called scenes. And the scenes autoload can be preload overlay, preload the child scene to the base scene but don't show it. No, we need to add the child scene to the base scene and we need to show it. So we'll use this overlay function from scenes dot overlay, and that is a resource dot what is it, colon slash slash, and we need to do that by going to, what is this, game slash UI elements slash meeting UI dot tscn. And that will basically, let's see what it does. Start game and call meeting. We can close this though, so that's a problem. The meeting window should not be closable. Exclusive, what does it mean? If true, pop-up will not be hidden when a click event occurs outside of it or when it receives the UI cancel event. Enabling this property doesn't affect the close or cancel button behaviors and dialogues that inherit from this. As a workaround, you can use get close button on confirmation. Hide the buttons in question by setting their canvas item or visible property to false. Enabling this word doesn't affect the close or cancel button behavior in dialogues that inherit from this class. Okay, that doesn't matter. So if I start a game and start a meeting now, I can still close it though. I kinda don't like it this way. But what type should we have then? Pop-up panel, not a pop-up. Colored rectangle. I mean, why not? Just have a colored rectangle. You cannot close a colored rectangle, can you? Alright. So, we already have mastered the opening of the vote screen. So I think this is also colored rectangle, so that is... Oh, that broke! Script inherits from native type window dialogs. It can be instanced in object of type... Oh! Color rect. I need to change that too. I absolutely forgot about that. Anyways, let's try again. Press the button and alright, very good. So, how the hell do we call the remove options and add character and things like that on it? Because when we call the scenes overlay, show the scene if it has already been loaded, I'll call deferred overlay, otherwise load the scene, but load it deferred, which is interesting, but makes it impossible. Hey, welcome Monban to this stream. You are never too late. A wizard's never late. Or however it is in Lord of the Rings, which I definitely have not read. So, what am I doing here? Throw a like on the video if you watch it. Thank you. We need likes. So, I am trying to implement a dummy UI for the meeting and locking player movement for everyone while in the meeting, and what I've succeeded to do is to have a meeting UI, but now I'm just trying to figure out how should it be instanced, or rather how should I handle interaction between the game and the UI element. Because anything, so the GUI, use a custom CSS to remove the like dislike button from my YouTube. So because it doesn't show the dislikes, you don't interact with the feature. That's an interesting attitude. Anyways, you are forgiven for not liking the video then, if it is based on some consistent moral argument, then I am not arguing against it. So, because as you can see, I basically just, when the HUD is loaded, I use like a HUD node variable to interact with it. But it is kind of so maybe this shouldn't be done. I mean, Moxalix did this or made this function, and I'm pretty sure he knows the reasoning. Where is the... Yeah, start meeting. Interesting is a diplomatic way to say bloody-minded, but I accept that. Well, I mean, there are many things that are, yeah, bloody-minded and are interesting at the same time, so, I mean, correlation or causation is one thing. I hope if I turn on my air conditioner, that won't be too loud. I don't know, do you hear my air conditioner in the background? Maybe I shouldn't care, because I'm getting hot. I'll just turn it on for a second. So maybe I shouldn't use this overlay function here, but then things can get out of hand quite easily. What if instead of using that overlay function, because the thing is, so using this scenes function, you can open scenes and then let the scenes do their thing. The only thing that has ever bothered me on your stream is when your microphone starts screaming, but I haven't heard that recently, so I think you fixed it. No, I did not fix it. I just try not to touch my microphone because it doesn't like to be touched, and that's why it screams sometimes. It's a physical assault that my microphone is against. So a way of dealing with this is, so how is it done? So when we call this, and I would be happy if Moxalix was here and could explain it to me quickly. When we deferred load overlay, so we load an overlay, or when we just do an overlay here. Maybe this is kind of like the same thing that we had a very heated argument about in the beginning. So maybe I should just stick to this system that we already made and just try to understand it. The HUD is a little different because I don't know why the HUD is different, because I said so, I guess. The HUD is different because the HUD is constantly receiving updates from the game scene as we move around with our character, we interact with objects, we interact with things on the map. And by the way, Momban, if you are here, so one of the things I don't know, so because I have not really seen anything from your work on the task system, and this meeting system is the last thing bar the task system that needs to be implemented for alpha. So I was wondering, how is your work going on there? Did you figure out any way to do interaction with map elements? Because for the final version of this meeting things, we also need to have like interaction with map elements, because currently I just call the meeting wherever I want, but in the final game we will have to have the meetings to be called when you go to the, I don't know, the operator room and talk into the loudspeaker or something. So, add the path to, yeah, so it will basically either show, test system. I feel really bad for not sending a PR yet. Interaction with Maple events is one of the tricky things that I ran into. I have no, to confess, I don't have a good solution. Alright, then maybe once this voting system is done, or rather the meeting system is done, we can, yeah, just do a PR, and maybe I can pull, or just, you know, we do just make like a, push it to a feature branch, and then we can like either discuss it, or maybe I can suggest changes to it or something. Frankly, I did not check your personal GitHub account, so I just always just saw that there is no new PR, or there is no new feature branch with regards to that, but I was too lazy to check if it is on your own GitHub or not. And I mean, you don't have to have a perfect solution. I don't have perfect solution to anything. So when show loaded is calls the scene.show, can we overwrite the scene.show? Will it complain? Okay, so how is this implemented in other things that I know Moxel implemented well? For example, the exit menu. So when the exit menu is called when exit pressed to get, okay, so there is no specific function for that. What about appearance? Appearance editor, what happens when it shows up? Oh, it has a focus function. I haven't pushed it anywhere public yet because I just can't find a solution I'm happy with, but I'll move ahead with a solution that I'm less happy with, and teamwork makes the something. Yes, that is true. Teamwork makes the something. I couldn't have said it better. Okay, now I'm cold, so I can turn off the air conditioning. So I guess on the appearance editor, what it does is whenever it gets focused on generate tabs, add the child tab. What we'll call the generate tabs on this? The ready function calls it. Alright. Underscore focus. Can I get a help on underscore focus? How does that work? Base button. No, it seems like I cannot get any help on this one. So I guess what I need to just trial and error maybe? So maybe focus, how's it focus? and just see, meeting you I got focused on. So let's get into the nitty-gritty. Meeting you I got focused on. Okay, so the focus function gets called. That is always nice to figure out something like this. And when it gets focused on, maybe we can call the remove options, and then how do we do this? Do we just show all the characters that are alive? Maybe the game wants us to have like a restricted list of characters. How do I signal anything to this from this? I mean, we could have a ready function, I guess, which game scene equals transition handler dot game scene. We could have a signal but that's not good, because then how do we... Yeah, that's silly. I need to get information from the game scene. So maybe just get the transition handler will give me the game scene. And I mean, if we had any experienced Godot programmers here who could tell me why this is wrong and how I should be doing it and otherwise, then that would be nicer, but whatever. I'll just kind of try to figure out it by myself. So when we get focused, we'll get to do the game scene. And the game scene... All right. Maybe we should make it even more flexible than that. Maybe we should make it flexible as much as we can. But maybe first, before we get into anything really silly, we could just, you know, test if things work. So why don't we just go through for character ID in character. Why don't I just debug things first before start adding more code into this? Get character keys and just simply add character ID. So, thinking ahead is nice, but let's test if things work or not. Okay, so that's neat. The naming does not work. Set name. Oh, maybe because when I go to the add character, this is already ready. So we don't need to deal with this. We can just simplify. And start game, and let's see now. So symbol is set, index set on text base nil with value type string. Okay, so why what? It's an already variable. Character name. Did I just miss something? Character vote ready, but the character name is not set. That is interesting. No, it's not interesting. I'm stupid. The hell? I am really silly. I really screwed that up. But anyways. Let's see if I figured out. Yes, okay, now we can see ASDF over there. Great stuff. Now, next thing I need to do is, of course, setting the skeletons. Luke. Which is, I guess, how does the skeleton works in a way that character assets, no, character, and there is a skeleton somewhere here. So the skeleton has this apply appearance function. But this is generally, how is it called from the character? That's what we need to take a look at. So the character gets the set what? Oh, that's going to be, where is it going to be? In the entity. Yeah, here is entity. Yeah, that's kind of maybe set appearance. Yeah, that's probably not a good thing to keep in the entity because this is very player specific or character specific rather, but also this applies to the ghosts too. Because this is the thing that deconstructs. Yeah, this is not really entity specific. this way, I guess. This will have to be... Yeah, and this will be different. In the final version, it should be different for ghosts and everything else. I mean, ghosts shouldn't have legs, for example. Maybe they will have different... They won't have moving arms. Things like that, so... In the end, this set appearance is not a good place in the entity, but that's not gonna stop us from just copying and pasting it to the character vote. Because this will also be different in the final version, because for the character vote you absolutely don't need to put the whole characters up there. It should be sufficient to have like only from, I don't know, like chest up. It's like a, you know, like just a head with some part of the clothes, but we don't need to show the whole character from bottom to up. So that will probably be a different thing. Maybe the skeleton, that won't be the skeleton, that will be something else. But anyways, this is how it's going to be done. And this will be underscore set appearance, because func set appear. Okay, so that's the same signature. What will this do is it will just save the outfit and colors dictionary. Yeah, this will, what it will do is new outfit and new colors will be just saved as outfit equals new outfit and colors equals new color. Great, and that means I can close this one, I can close this one, and appearance editor, close this one. Meeting UI, new vote item dot set up something. What was it called? Set appearance. And for that we will have to get character res dot get outfit and character res dot get colors, I guess. So now if I run this, will I have a correctly appearing meeting screen? No, I don't. Set appearance, characterize, get outfit, characterize. And did not get any error messages though, which is... Which is, yeah, because, oh. Damn. Set appearance, and we don't need these because these are already saved in our little thingy here, so I just missed this, and now call a meeting, and here I am. Beautiful. I guess where did the character, what is it now? UI elements, yes, meeting, character vote. Let's put the button first. Yeah, that's much better. If the button is going to be first, then the character. Okay, so let's figure if this works in multiplayer mode. And currently I did not do any checks whether ghosts. Oh no, I would want to create here, and dead people will still appear in the list over there, but that's kind of not the point at the moment. So press the button and we have the people and vote. We can vote. All right. So at that point, I think let's see what have changed. Many things. I would commit this. Yeah, I will commit this because why not? And this is going to be working meeting UI dummy added. And then I wanted to check. No. It's clear. Let's clear this. Like, what did I want to check? I wanted. Oh, I did not close this one yet. So wanted to look for something. Yeah, I don't remember. Just had this idea. Alright. Seems to have escaped my mind. Very annoying. But what we need to do is in this meeting UI, we'll actually also have to what do we have to do? So I was thinking about adding a resource that changes, or rather not changes, but kind of directs the behavior of the voting system. So how do I do that? First of all, the character vote screen. We need these buttons to do something, right? So let's do that instead. Instead of thinking ahead, let's focus on the things that are in front of us and are not working. So button pressed. What will this do is it will just have a signal. Button down. And it probably should have an ID. So we can emit this signal with the ID, and We should have a set ID function also. Okay. And yeah, that's just new ID. This will be called new ID. And this will be maybe character ID because, and lowercase c. Character ID. Truth is, I'm getting hungry. Maybe that's why I am getting confused that easily. So, character ID, we can save this when we create the, from the meeting screen, we just new vote item dot set ID character ID. Yeah, and once we have this, what we can do is when we press this button, we can emit signal button vote cast. Casted, what is the past tense of cast? Emit signal vote cast. Great, and we will have to also send the character ID. Cast is the past tense of cast, I believe. I have cast my vote. Alright. So we send the vote cast thing, and that will be captured by the mating UI. It's one of those weird English words that don't follow rules. Oh, are there rules in English? So, I need to connect new vote item dot connect, and then the signal is going to be vote cast, and it will be received by self, and the function will be receive vote, and this will be receiving the vote here. And it will receive there will be voted for, and this will not return anything. And when we receive the vote, what do we do with it? And that is So first of all, this, whatever happens here, that should only concern the UI, and whatever happens in the back end, that should all happen on the server. Right? So when someone gets voted, maybe the vote options voted for could have a function that does something. Oh, no, this is votable characters. I am sorry. Votable characters voted for, and then will this have a... How do I... 2D. Can I have a... Can I highlight this somehow? Theme overrides, colors, font color. Yeah, we can do this. And this will... of course be turned off. So we need to change, let's change the color. Let's have like a select, and maybe we can override this one too. No? Maybe we cannot. Styles disabled. Oh no. We can just disable the buttons after a vote has been cast, or not? I don't know. I don't mind. I think maybe just the character colors can be changed. So once you cast the vote... Why is the skeleton still open here? We don't care about that one. So we should have a function that changes the color of the character, and that one I can actually copy from the character. So meeting UI will call a function on this change text color, and so let's create this function over there. And what will this do is, in the character we have a color change on set name color, that is name label add color override font color. That's what we need to do. Name label isn't there because we call it character, what? Name tag for some reason. And so we can go for all the ID in votable characters. We can just if ID equals voted for, change text color red, I don't know. How does this work? And otherwise different color. Can I just say color yellow and then color gray? Probably. Alright, let's test this one. Need to run it at least 2 instances. Create and then join. Let's start the game and then let's call the meeting. Yeah, the meeting screen appeared for both of us, great. If I vote, somehow the colors both turn to black, which suggests that I have a misunderstanding here. The standard, okay, color, directly using color constants defined here. Standard, okay. Color constants, cheat sheet. Color dot. Oh, I guess it's going to be color dot something. Color dot yellow. Color dot. Okay. This should solve it. And let's see. Great. All right. So now we can vote, but nothing actually happens when we vote. What should happen is that when we also receive the vote, I mean, what can we do? What we need to do is whenever we should have let's open the maps here. So every map could have like a different rules for voting, and we can see that for the teams and roles distribution, we already have this system to use resources to change the behavior, because the different maps can have different things, different roles, and different vote mechanisms also should work that way. And for that, I guess we should have the map template. Also have another export variable, which is a resource, and that should be vote resource. And the vote resource, we can make a base class for the vote resources. And this is what I will kind of finish up today's stream, trying to work this one out. Resource classes. So teams roles template is just teams roles template. This is how it looks like. It extends resource teams roles template. And yeah, it doesn't have anything else to it. So how do we create a new resource? Create a new resource. Resource base class for all resources. That's going to be fine. This will be called the new script for this. which extends the resource and the class name vote mechanics template. And we need to save the... Oh, what? Why doesn't it have a name? I don't know what happened there. There will be vote template. Okay. Let me just git diff here. No. What I need is git status. Okay, so we have a new resource class called vote_template.gd. Okay. But I was creating a new resource over there. Where did it go? So we have the vote template.gd. That's fine. We need to create a new resource. That's coming from resource. Create. And its script will be the vote template.gd. And it is save the currently edited resource. Save as. And this is going to be called vote template.trs. Great. And in the game/maps/camlab, what we have is we have like this new trs file. Yeah, that's nice. All right. So the vote mechanics template, what should it have? It should have, I don't know, a variable that tallies all the votes. Vote tally, which is a dictionary that is going to save all the votes. Receive vote, voter ID, and votee? How do you call the person who got voted? No, it's not a var, it's func. Votee ID. And then what else? Function initialize, which will basically doesn't do anything else but vote tally equals nothing. So I guess this could be a a very simple skeleton of our final vote system, but I would think that we should have an all voted function here, which will return a boolean, and this should always return true because this is just a something. This will be overwritten, of course, in our final system. Yeah, so let's create a new resource based on the vote template. So there will be the CamLab vote. So let's create a new resource in memory and edit it, and this will be vote mechanics template. Great. And we will save as the CamLab directory. It will be called CamLab vote.trs. And this will have, and when we go edit the CamLab map, we can add this CamLab vote.trs to the vote resources. So now that is there, which is good. And now we need to create a vote, CamLab vote.gd here too, which will be, I guess, new script. CamLab underscore vote inherits vote mechanics template, and this is not good because this should be full capital letters. And this should be capital letters. Okay, and then we can CamLab open the CamLab vote TRS and change the script to CamLab vote. And now when not this, but we have the vote template, not vote template, the meeting UI. We could also call the, so we need to figure out, and that should be found as fast as we can. So in the ready function, we need to figure out the voting system. Welcome to the stream, Yutel. How are you doing today? Thank you for joining, and don't forget to like if you enjoy this stream. So, what I will add here, what I need to figure out is the vote resource, which will be of type vote mechanics template. But of course the CamLab vote, it's going to be class name CamLab vote. But so what I will do is I will also print debug voter ID and votee ID, so I can see if these things happen when I'm debugging here. So what else? CamLab vote, that I won't going to change anything there, but in the meeting UI we will be calling that function. We need to figure out this vote mechanics template. Yeah, it works nicely. And how do we find that? Well, it's part of the map. Who knows where the map is? That's going to be transition handler.game scene. We'll need to get the vote resource. So let's implement this function to get the vote resource. These are going to be somewhere around here. That makes sense to implement. Function get vote resource, and then what it will do is it will return, well, it's not going to be void, it will be returning a vote mechanics template. So let's return the actual map dot, and what do we call that? Where is map template? So the name is vote resource. So this is going to be very convoluted, but this way we can get the vote resource from our meeting UI and then save it here. And what I'm thinking is that in this map template we should specify what resources we need. So this should be vote mechanics template, and this is Teams roles template. I wonder why is this only built-in and native resource types can be exported. So what's the problem with this one? What is the difference between these two? Oh, this will also not work, sorry. So there is no difference then. Okay, my bad. So, once we have this and then the vote template prints this debug message, what is missing is the meeting UI should call that. So vote resource dot vote tally, and I guess connections get my ID, and I am voting for voted for. And this is still just going to be local, but anyways, so it won't show up, of course, because there is no connection between the two at the moment. Let's start the game. And why? Oh, what did we break? Oh no. Okay. Did nothing broke. Great. Just things just slowed to a crawl for a moment. Okay, let's call the meeting. And if I vote non-existent function called vote tally in base resource camlab vote.gd. So what's up with this vote resource? Get vote against camlab vote extends vote mechanics template. Oh, it's a receive vote. It's not vote tally. Damn it. Got mixed up there in a bit, so that's what the function name is. Interesting that it did not warn me that I'm trying to call a variable. Not create and join. And then let's press the button. Let's press vote. Okay. Alright, votes are received. Which is nice. So of course this is not how it should be done. Because the votes should be the votes should happen through the server. And that means that I need to implement so first things first. So this one should not, so we don't need any direct connection actually to the resource here, so we can get rid of all this that we just tested. Instead, what we need to do is we need to be able to tell the game scene to do things for us. And we don't need this function here anymore. So that was a waste of time except for figuring out if the what is it? The resource works or not. And that worked. So what we should have is a function here vote cast, and this should just do an RPC to vote cast server with all the variables that it needs, and there will be what this resource needs the voter ID and the person voted for. I still don't know if votee is a valid English word, but no one corrected me in the chat, so I will assume it is so. And now that we can cast a vote and I've been streaming for more than 2 hours, so let's try to finish this really quickly. We have a master sync function in the end. Which I should have just votecast server, vote ID, vote ID. These will be integers. Not that the type checking will do anything for me here because it's remotely called, but anyways, what should I do here? So what we should do here is of course get the actual map dot vote resource or something. Yeah, it's called vote resource. And then we need to call on the vote resource vote mechanism template, vote mechanics template, great. And vote areas dot isn't there a cast vote or vote? What did I name this function? Receive vote, because it receives the vote. Great. And then what we can do is so in the the all voted, we can override this in our camlab vote function. So we can we could count if everyone voted or not. This is going to be very much just a very simple implementation with a lot of cases like ghosts and dead people not accounted for. So what we could do is basically check all character IDs as from the characters dot get character keys, and then for character ID in all car IDs if character ID not character ID in vote tally return false, and anyway, otherwise we'll return true. If no one's missing, then we will return true. What is this? What is the problem? All care ID. Okay, need to declare this. So what we can do here is if vote res dot all voted. Why isn't okay, so this I really annoying. What's the problem? What isn't what? Okay. I am being silly here. So camlab vote, let's return true, and if it's true, then we can have a RPC that tells all the clients to meeting ended. And nothing else. So the vote itself will not do anything to anyone, but it will end the meeting. So we need a puppet sync function end meeting. We voted, everyone voted, then yeah, we can just end the meeting, and by ending the meeting, we will be... So how do I end the meeting? That's the thing we need to do. And that's scenes dot something. So scenes, we'll have to remove the overlay. How do I hide an overlay using this? Back. Switch back to the previous scene. So I guess scenes.back. Alright, let's take a look if this works for just one character on the server, which I would be surprised if it did. Yeah, the voting does work. I'm not sure if it works actually. So does the is this function get called call meeting server in a votecast server? Yeah, so I'm not sure. Let's go to our camlab vote and just... Oh no, we need here. Receive vote. Okay, so this has a debug message here which did not show up. So something's wrong. Is this going to... Voter ID and votee ID. Is this going to be called? Let's see. I hope it works because I'm getting hungry. Yeah, the problem is... Okay, this function, this votecast function, does not get called. Why isn't it get called? Why doesn't we call this? Vote, no, team meeting UI. Oh. I don't call the votecast function for some reason. And this should probably be after we changed the colors. And so transition our games in votecast. The votecast, and this is just votee ID because it will, the voter ID will be just connections get my ID. Which is, I guess, let's see. Let's see if it works or not. Okay, so let's call the vote, and if I press vote, invalid get index, get my ID on base node connections.gd. Oh, this is a function. That's small price to pay. I guess small price. I don't know what even I'm talking about anymore. Let's press the vote button, and it ended. The meeting ended after I voted for myself. The meeting ended. Great. Get back to the lobby. Let's run 2 more instances. Let's do it. Join game. Localhost, let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Where are you? Start. Okay, let's go. Let's see it. Come on, let's call a meeting. Okay. So everyone, the meeting screen appeared for everyone. I vote here. I vote here. And I vote here. And the meeting ended. Meeting ended. Meeting ended. Great. Alright. Today's assignment done. Many things I did not do, mostly because this is very simple at the moment. So currently, what we don't have and we need to implement next time is in the meeting UI. So we just add all the characters, which is not good. So we won't add all the characters because you shouldn't be able to vote for dead people. And also, if you are dead, you shouldn't be able to vote. So those kind of edge cases, not edge cases, those kind of things have to be implemented next time. Let's see. Our git diff. A lot of green things up here. Receive vote. Vote mechanics template. And a lot of new files, new resource files. Pretty good, I think. Let's add everything. So we added everything. Great. And git commit -m. Meetings and when everyone voted. Nice. So I need to push this to the GitHub. What? So yeah, let's push it to upstream also. Git push upstream meeting. So now it's on the GitHub and it's far from ready, far from over, but if you go to the issues here, not this one. So UI element calls the meeting when clicked, done. Teleportation of all players to the meeting location, done. Dummy UI for the meeting, done. Locking player movement for everyone while in the meeting, that's not yet done. And then these vote options, voting on someone. And the purpose of vote can be different in different maps. It's kind of done. Chat box, not done. Countdown, no countdown. Avatar for characters for both the vote and chat screens. Well, it's kind of done. So yeah, hopefully next week we'll be able to finish this and most of this and what's left after that. So let's just quickly roll through this. Re-implement character model. Add in a view distance, and yeah, this one we need a map for this to be able to figure out. Re-implement the task system, so this is what Mumban is working on, and maybe we will soon have something which we can discuss and finalize. Lobby map, we have to re-implement. That's going to be, maybe that's what I should be doing next, I don't know. Re-implement role assignment and kill mechanics. So here dead characters should resurrect as ghosts. This is implemented in the latest PR. So once that's merged, that's fine. Re-implement role assignment and kill mechanics. This was a implement HUD prototype for gameplay actions. So shoot reload. That's actually, these ones are implemented. I'm not sure if this is all merged in yet or not. The HUD should make it obvious which are possible and available, possible but unavailable actions, and should not include obviously unavailable options. Yeah, this will have to be dealt with, and then I don't know what this is about. Optimize network syncing, that's for beta. Fix up the opening menu screen. Yeah, that's a minor issue we'll have to figure out. So these are the things left over for the alpha. Hopefully these two will be dealt with soon with these meeting things. I will be able to finish them. Hopefully the role assignment and things like that will be merged into the main soon. And the task system, big thing we have to solve, but we will solve it. And I am going because I am hungry and I need to eat. So bye bye, thank you a lot for coming, and see you probably next week, hopefully next week. Time is tentative. There is no stream tomorrow, there is no UFO game tomorrow, unfortunately. I have other things to do, and bye.